I have more realities about money that you probably don't want to hear and that might even make you mad. Number 9, money should never be a person's little g god. 10, money should be managed like a business and you're the CEO. You should be frugal and wise. You should have a budget. Number 11, it doesn't cost that much to live. It does, but it doesn't. Yes, rent and utilities and other expenses are sky high, but a person usually also buys a lot of unnecessary stuff and junk and usually has a lot more of items than they really need. If they need one of a particular item or some items you might need 5 or 10, they usually have 3 or 4 times the amount that they actually need. So there's really no excuse. If a person makes minimum wage, they still should be able to do well because you can take a little and make a lot out of it. There's ways to be resourceful and creative. Number 12, there's no such thing as rich or poor. It's all attitude or standards. There are people who make minimum wage who look like $1 million, and you'd never know that they make minimum wage. And then there's people who make 4 times as much as I do, and they consider themselves poor. They're always complaining that they can't pay their bills, they're in debt, they need to make more money. Number 13, it's not how much you make, but it's what you do with what you do make. If you make minimum wage, then you can handle that well and look like $1 million. And then somebody else can make a lot of money and not handle it well. And they're poor because they're in debt. Or they spend their money as soon as they make it. They can get pay raises, overtime, but you never know that they got a pay raise or that they got overtime because they spent it as soon as they got it. But a person making minimum wage that's a good money manager will look a lot richer than the person who makes a lot of money and gets in a lot of overtime. Number 14, and this one might make a lot of people mad, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's no such thing as living frugally to get rich. There's such a thing as living cheap to get rich. But if you're living frugally, that's to help other people. 15, a person's value or worth is not in the amount of money they make or the type of job they have. Their value or worth is in how good of a person they are to their neighbor. How good of a person are they to their kids? How hard of a worker are they? Are they a good, hard, honest worker? Are they a good mother, a good daddy, a good neighbor? That's what a person's worth is. A person can have a high-paying job and have a lot of power in their job, but if they're mean to their kids or their family, and they're not a good neighbor, or they're dishonest at work, no, that's not what a person's value is. Number 16, we are not supposed to help rich people. Proverbs 22:16. And that's all for now, and I will continue in the next part.